Well, we spent a few minutes talking about hand calls, so we're going to take just a few minutes and also talk about electronic calls and the advantages the electronic callers offer for us as predator hunters. One of the obvious advantages offered by these electronic calls are the variety of sounds that are available. You're no longer limited to just the sounds that you can make with a mouth-blown call. Those of you that have seen some of our videos have noticed that late in the year especially, we use some unique sounds. We use unique distress sounds, sounds that the coyotes possibly haven't heard earlier in the season, or sounds that haven't been thrown at them by other predator hunters. We also use a lot of coyote vocalization. So electronic callers are great as far as giving you a variety of sounds to choose from. Some of the sounds that have been very successful for us out west are, magpies and crows. They commonly follow the coyotes, and so we use a lot of those in our sequences to help fool those call-shy coyotes. So electronic callers are great from that perspective. Another advantage of the electronic callers is that the volume that they produce on windy days, is unrivaled by hand calls. So, in eastern Montana or Wyoming, some of the places that we hunt out west, we commonly struggle with the wind or with strong wind, and so the electronic callers give you the ability to get your sound out there farther than if you're using a mouth-blown call. One other advantage that I want to touch on with electronic callers are they give you the ability to get the sound away from your location. So, especially if you're calling by yourself or hunting by yourself, you can place the electronic caller away from your location, 50 yards or 100 yards, and when those coyotes are coming to the call, they're not paying any attention to you. They're focusing on that electronic player, which gives you the ability to move and to get your gun up and wait for that perfect shot. So definitely some advantages to be aware of with electronic calls. One thing that I tell guys pretty regularly is if for some reason your wife doesn't want you to buy an electronic caller, go down to the store, buy a couple of hand calls, go home and practice for hours and hours and hours, and I guarantee you for your next birthday or for Christmas, you'll probably have an electronic collar show up. So if you're having a hard time getting an electronic collar in the budget, there's a little trick for you that you can use. As far as what collar is the best, there's a lot of electronic collars on the market. They come in just about every size, every shape, every color. I'd like to think that over the years I've probably tried all of them a time or two. One of the keys for me that makes an electronic collar good is the ease of use on the remote. When you're on stand and you want to change sounds or you want to toggle sounds quickly, if you're having to scroll through categories or scroll through lists of sounds, it's pretty difficult. I would rather have a number pad or shortcut keys that let you really quickly toggle between sounds. And for my money, probably the two best on the market, in my humble opinion, are the Wildlife Technologies. My personal favorite is probably the Fox Pro CS24. It's got plenty of volume for those windy days out west. Mine actually, I had it custom programmed by allpredatorcalls.com with exactly the sound library on it that I want. And it, again, if you're not going to hunt predators all year long, if you're going to go out and hunt them once or twice and it's just kind of for fun, you can't go wrong with any electronic collar on the market. Don't spend a lot of money. Get a less expensive one. But if you're going to spend a lot of time hunting predators, I promise you're going to find that the remote and the ease of use of the remote is really a key to having success, especially when you're trying to switch to sounds, bringing those predators to the stand. I'm a firm believer that the complete predator hunter will know when to use both mouth-blown calls and electronic calls, and will use them at the appropriate time. Again, there's pros and cons of both. There's advantages and disadvantages of both. And really what I do is I let each stand or each situation dictate which I'm going to use. So get out there in the field, give them a try, figure out which ones work when, and I guarantee you'll be successful.